Okay guys, welcome back. Beautiful day here today. We've had such cold weather and awful weather, but it's warm today, beautiful. Only a little bit of right to left headwind. Okay, you've got a 5-iron here guys. I'm just going to hit a couple of shots and I'm dead cold. I'm just going to hit a couple of shots and show you how much body input that I've got in this action compared to my old swing. The ground here is wet guys. It rained last night and the ground's all wet and boggy. So it's that. And guys, the other part of it is when we take it back, when we take the club back, we don't roll the forearms and roll the club inside. We take it up the line on a tangent. It's this way. The club head is looking at the ball and the trail hand does this. Just like you were reverse opening a doorknob in the backswing. On the downswing it goes the other way. It opens. This way it closes the door, this way it opens. And it's this type of action. And what that does guys in this golf swing is it gives you a conical action. This is the start of the cone here, and the club moves in that fashion here. If it could do 360, it would move, here would be the outside of the cone and here would be the inside of the cone. It's very Mike Austin Dunaway. And Dan Schauger. That's a difficult thing to do, but it's part of this swing process. It is part of it. Whether you do that or not is up to you. But I want to do it because it just gives me a lot of extra power. It's that. Club goes back like this, guys. And if you look at Austin and Dunaway, their club looks shut at the top of the swing. But it's only because they've taken the club face back, like conventional swing where 90 degrees open to the target line there when the club's here. They're not. They turn the club this way, and when they get to there, the club's still looking at the ball. It's a square to square in actual fact, but a tangential square to square. It goes on as all golf swings go inside, but theirs is a little bit more pronounced. Okay, we'll just hit one here. 5-iron. A lot of pivot and a lot of drive. Look at this guy, look at this. The Gary Player walkthrough. Remember the Gary Player walkthrough? Little guy. But hit it, good distance. He used to play with Palmer and Nicholas and he could compete with them and he could beat them. And they were long hitters and he was a small guy. But Gary knew that he had to get the mass in there. Because he wasn't going to increase his club head speed, he was going to increase his kinetic applied energy. That's just gone forever, and it's very windy, guys. Very windy. Now, it was beautiful before, now the wind's just, invariably when I turn the camera on, it just picks up. But look at that. I mean, this is nearly an 80-year-old body. See that here? I almost did a complete pirouette. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But that means that I've driven that trail side so much. If you get here, and you've got no drive and you're here, you haven't utilised that trail side. You just haven't utilised. Come on, Jay. Look at this guy. Look where I am. Look. Tell you when that comes down. Now. So I can hit the ball further, but I don't have to have more speed. And I don't have to have a longer swing. I just have to develop more energy. That's all I have to do. I just have to develop more kinetic energy. And I can do that by applying the mass. The 14-pound bowling ball as opposed to the 10-pound. I actually had that experiment on old film, 16mm film. So we didn't have video cameras in those days. Or the university had it. the guy is still alive that did the experiment. He's like 86, 87 now, and I don't know if they'd have that experiment, but if I could find it, I'll post it because it's very interesting, and we had all the figures as well. Okay, guys, just watch this. This is an old dude unlocking his potential energy. Look at this, guys. Look. Tell you when that comes down. Now. And where are they going? They're not going there. Good thing about this, guys, if you get to here, there's hardly any chance of flipping it. I don't know what Mike Austin's loss shot was, where he would lose the ball. I don't, but I would suggest, and I know Mike Dunaway, I know what, he used to hit the ball incredibly straight, and Austin hit it straight too. Austin was just an awful putter, and that's why he wasn't a great success on the tour. And Mike Dunaway only played a few tournaments because he was a very balky putter as well. But as a golf swing, two of the best golf swings in the history of golf, I think. And if you look at Yogi's swing, guys, even though Yogi does this here, and then he goes where he wants to hit up the arrow line of flight. So he has a hip shuttle too, a hip girdle shuttle. So we've got to really feel that moving. Look at this guy, look. They're just so straight. And what does it feel like? I feel like I'm totally out of control. Totally out of control. Davis Love used to say that. Davis Love said, I used to swing with total gay abandon. Just swing it as much as I could and apply as much energy as I could. He said, otherwise I would steer it. He said, I just let everything happen. And Davis was prodigious in his day, but even though he was long and Freddie Couples were long, they got through, they didn't apply the amount of mass to the ball as Mike Austin did or Mike Dunaway. And Freddie was long and Davis Love was long. So how you get it started, guys, is you just shuttle it. That needle come in, it's just shuttle, reshuttle. But to get this shuttle going on the downswing, you've got to drive this early. I've only been doing this today. I thought about it yesterday. I thought I'll go out and do this and revive the old mass experiment that I did. So I haven't got a program for it either. So it's here. If you do it in slow motion, if you go shuttle, drive, you want to be there when you hit it. If you can get that position at impact, you won't be able to putt with your golf ball because it'll have a flat side on it. You'll hit it so hard. But this is the first time I've done this today since the 80s, guys. And I used that swing for a year. But like everything, I was on a journey of looking for things in the golf swing, and I just went away from it because I was doing other types of investigations. But if I'm honest and go back, that was the most powerful I ever hit the golf ball. And I really did pick up some distance. And I could hit it up with all the really long hitters that I used to play with. And I suppose, it was rudimentary radar back in those days. But I think the most I was getting was about 114, 115, and I don't think I would have improved that because that was done at the university, and I didn't have that outside. There was no launch monitors, but I don't think my speed went up. I just think my pressure went up, and my mass application went up. So If you can do it slow motion, guys, just go here and try and feel this. See, we don't want to be back here when our leg's there. We want to have the club there. Mike Austin and Dunaway released the club really early because they wanted it back at the ball. They didn't want to be in here jamming load into it and lag and then get here and then have to fire the club. They wanted to have that club almost at the ball by the time they got this here. So they weren't laggers. They didn't lag. But yet Mike Dunaway had probably 150 mile an hour golf swing. He was the longest hitter by miles in his day in the 80s. Greg Norman said he was the longest, straightest driver he'd ever seen. Much longer than him. And Greg was long. So here we go. Gonna try and get that trail leg up. If the light's okay, guys, I'll do some downrange stuff because you've got to see this ball flight, and it's really windy. It's just not affecting that ball at all. And the carry I'm getting, okay. Wouldn't you accept being ungainly looking there and be able to hit it longer than you've ever hit it and straighter than you've ever hit it? Doesn't matter what the golf swing looks like, it's what it can do. I used to say, people used to come to me and say, I want to change my golf swing to this and that, blah, 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 blah. And I used to say, let me see you hit the golf ball. And these were reasonably good players. And after a while, I got them hitting the ball perfectly. I said, you know what? The golf swing for you, you know what the golf swing is for you? That one you're using now. And you know how you determine that? Because your ball flight is perfect. If your ball flight is like that, then this is right. And if I've got that ball flight, this is right. Okay, I feel out of control. But I want to feel more out of control. Look at this, guys. Look, look, look. Have a look at DeChambeau. He's doing that. I saw a video the other day of him hitting drivers on a practice tee, fairway tee, and it was just dug up. It looked like a ploughed field. And you could see his feet. He was just digging the ground up, front foot and trail foot. So he's applying maximum energy. I should send Bryson this video and say, do you agree with this, Bryson? And I'll bet pounds to peanuts that he says yes. Now he's picked up speed because he's young, got a lot of flexibility, his club's back here, and he's just putting more power into it, more kinetic energy into it. If you look at his swing prior to the new one, it actually looks quite anemic compared to the one he's got now. And he's put on like 40 pounds of muscle, or mass. I saw him without his shirt on the other day. He didn't look like a Greek god in terms of body, but he's just big. And he's obviously strong, because I saw some of the weights he was doing and they were quite significant. Okay, here we go. This is part of Gary Player and DeChambeau. Here we go. That's how we get it moving, guys. We let those knees move and this back one straightens and we feel like we get all our weight over there. It can't be a sway if your head doesn't move. You can have all this moving as much as you like there, but if it's just moving underneath a fixed head, it doesn't matter. And that's what Austin did, and Dunaway. Come on. Full release of the trail side. Now all I want to do for myself is to concentrate on giving myself more time in the transition so I can get the drive going. earlier. I want to get here and then I want to, whoa! Okay, now this is a drill. This is a drill. And then when you've got the feeling of getting through, just back it down a little bit so that you can finish with a degree of balance. See, I'm through the ball, but I'm balanced. That's how I want to finish. Trail foot out here. Now that's not to play a walkthrough, but it wouldn't hurt you if you had to play a walkthrough. I'll apply maximum drive and mass application with walkthrough, and I'll tell you what the ball flight is. Could be the best 5-iron I've ever hit in my life. Doesn't matter what it looks like, the ball. And I'll show you some of that on the camera, if the light's okay. But guys, I want to do that for a few practice sessions so that I'm programming the brain to get this momentum, this mass moving to the extent that I need it to move. That's what I want to do. I have to overdo it to get what I need. Very windy right now. The ball's not moving. Come on, drive that trail side, Dash. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I've never hit a 5-iron up there ever since I've been here. Never. The wind is not helping. It's actually coming across here. No exaggeration, I've never hit a 5-iron up there ever. That's just crazy. And these are range balls. Okay, one more, and then I'll do a video, guys. Hopefully the light's okay. I've just been waiting for the sun to get there, and we'll hit some shots down range. See if we can see it. Okay, one more. Now it's extraordinary when you feel out of control to that extent and you just blitz it virtually dead straight. It's amazing. Okay guys, this is the theme. I'm going to hang on this for a week or so, and it's just the whole idea of it is to just get you utilising the mass that you're not using. Okay, if you've had hip replacements, I wouldn't recommend it. I'll just hit a driver. I don't want to make the video ridiculously long. Because I've got my old camera back and we've been having all sorts of trouble with audio, but I had my old camera repaired because the new ones, I just don't like them. The old one I've had for 10 years and works great. Okay, watch this guys, this is a driver. Look at this guys, look. Wow. What's that old song, If My Friends Could See Me Now? People I know and know how I hit the ball, see that ball flight there, they'd say, JH, this has got to be, you are a voodoo man, you must have us hypnotised, because you can't hit it that far. I don't know what the sound's like, but the impact is fantastic. This conventional golf swing, guys, not channel lock, conventional golf swing, because 99% of people play conventional golf swing. You could do it with channel lock, there's no reason why you couldn't. And I may do a video down the track with that. Here we go. Now, just came down. Okay, they're just a couple of drivers. Yeah, so guys, I'll do the theme. I'll keep the theme going for a couple of weeks. Give me any comments you want, if clarification, and it's good. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm going to be 80 this year. If I can get that much energy going and that much rotation, and the only thing, and what tells me the swing is right is the ball flight. Okay, guys, if the contrast is all right with the sun and the sky, I'll hit some shots down range. If not, I'll come back on Sunday and I'll follow on from this. It's good to be back, guys. I'm feeling great.